Hello beautiful people, Ryan from the Melbourne Centre of Healing here. So, little something I want to share with you guys today is I've always been fascinated about how certain people in similar situations seem to be attracted to each other and hang out together. And even certain relationships that exist that don't seem to benefit either person, yet they'll stay in that relationship, whether that's a partner or just a friend, even though it's not benefiting either one. And that always fascinated me. And it got highlighted so much in the world of ice addiction, which is one that I was in. So what would happen, I would watch these sort of groups of people and friends, and I ended up becoming one of them. And it seemed so strange when I was first observing it, because you would have people that were like best friends, and these are people that were using every day and whatnot. And then they'd be best friends for a couple of weeks maybe, and they'd end up just really hurting each other. They would, steal from them, treat them really poorly. And so they'd go from being great friends to being like worst enemies and hating each other. And then they'd go and hang with separate people. Then the same thing would happen with those people, and they'd come around like in a circle, then come back to the start. So they were best friends again with the person that they stole from or whatever only a few weeks before. And it was like this little community that would get around in circles and circles, just, hurting each other and always coming back to being friends and then hating each other. And it just seems so interesting to me. And I've spoken about this with people, I've spoken about it with clients. And then I was reading a book this week. It's called The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz. Bloody brilliant book, by the way. But a book about love. But I came across a passage which actually explained this phenomena so well. So I'm going to share that excerpt out of the book with you guys, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about what you think. I think it explains it so well. So I'm just reading off the laptop here, so bear with me. Sometimes self-judgment is so strong that people need to be numb just to be with themselves. If you don't like a person, you can walk away from that person. If you don't like a group of people, you can walk away from those people. But if you don't like yourself, it doesn't matter where you go, you are right there. To avoid being with yourself, you need to take something to numb you, to take your mind away from yourself. Perhaps some alcohol is going to help. Perhaps some drugs will help. Perhaps eating, just eat. The self-abuse can get much worse. There are people who really feel self-hatred. They are self-destructive, killing themselves little by little, because they don't have the courage to kill themselves fast. If you observe self-destructive people, you'll see they attract people just like them. What do we do if we don't like ourselves? We try to get numb with alcohol to forget our suffering. That's the excuse we use. Where are we going to get alcohol? We go to a bar to drink, and guess who's going to be there? People just like us, who try to avoid themselves also, who also try to get numb. We get numb together. We start talking about our suffering, and we understand each other very well. We even start to enjoy it. We understand each other perfectly because we vibrate in the same frequency. We are both being self-destructive. Then, I hurt you, you hurt me. A perfect relationship in hell. What happens when you change? For whatever reason, you no longer need the alcohol. It's okay now to be with yourself, and you really enjoy it. You no longer drink, but you have the same friends, and everyone's drinking. They get numb. They start to get happier, but you can clearly see that their happiness is not real. What they call happiness is a rebellion against their own emotional pain. In that happiness, they are so hurt that they have fun hurting other people and hurting themselves. You no longer fit in. And of course they resent you because you are no longer like them. Hey, you are rejecting me because you no longer drink with me, because you no longer get high with me. Now you have to make a choice. You can step back, or you can go to another level of frequency and meet people who finally accept themselves like you do. You find there is another realm of reality, a new way of friendship, and you no longer accept certain kinds of abuse. So that's the excerpt from the book, which I think explains this phenomena so well, because I watch so many people hurting other people and hurting themselves and claiming that they're happy all the time. But yeah, that the line in that about happiness is a rebellion against their own emotional pain is so true. So I'll post the transcript of that part of the book on a link, and I would love to hear your guys' thoughts with that. All right, have a great day. Peace.